wanna live my life like it's one more road to, no, like it's one more risk to take, road to take. I don't know, man. DMX, bro. Holla at your boy. Listen, I'm gonna give you guys a life tip. I normally don't give you guys a life tip with your boy Marcos18205. Normally I'll give you guys a life tip. First off, it sounds different because I'm using a different microphone. Partially just because I don't really know where I put my other microphone, to tell you the truth. And I had this one on hand. It's actually like my headset. And I was like, you know, I want to give this a try, see how this works anyway. And I don't know. I think it's buried under this like pile of laundry I got over here. So I'm pretty confident it's under that pile of laundry. I'm not 100% sure. But we're gonna give this a shot over here. I like, cause you know, there's a headset and the microphone in one, so we'll give it a go. I've been satisfied with the Turtle Beaches. They treated me alright, you know, for like the 40 or 20 bucks or whatever I paid for them. They treated me alright. Take Tuesday over here, hijacked MP7 loadout. You know what we're saying with the laser sight. I got it right, bitches. With the laser sight, the long barrel on it. I'll probably mess something else up on my loadout though. Hardline, the flats jackets. The engineer, the scavenger, all that good stuff. We got ourselves the big kill streak. So man, Christian just annihilates me over there with the LMG. So this time I was playing with and against some friends. So I had my boy Sean with me in this game, and I was going up against my boy Christian and our boy Gag, which is always good. I like doing that. I really like doing that, playing against people. I like doing it with Hussein all the time. I'm like, nah, bro, we're on the other team, son. It makes you a challenge. You know, it's actually gonna be somebody on the team that knows you for starters. So that really gives him a big advantage. He knows you, and especially like putting up YouTube videos and stuff. Like he really knows me. Like some people know me better than I do. I've had some people who like send me comments or like messages and stuff, and they're like, man, why do you keep going down this way when you're going through slums? You know, you keep going to the bar so much. Maybe you should go to the other side. And at first I'm like, man, how the hell does this dude know that? And then I kind of stop. I'm like, that's right. I put slums videos up like one a week. Alright. I was like, I can see why you know this. But this is a really good game because I'm playing against good competition here with these two guys and the rest of the team. And it comes down to the limits of the wire. And we'll see who comes out on top. I ain't going to spoil it for these guys. Rough day today, man. I had a rough Monday, man. You know, normally I don't really have rough days. I love doing this lying down thing I just did right there, by the way. Before I digress into how I settle my rough days, give you a life advice. But I love that laying down thing right there, and I think you saw it a little bit yesterday when I was doing the Manic Monday. And I normally just bring it out on Manic Mondays, but lately I've been using it a lot more just because it's a blind spot. You know, people aren't really looking that way, so you get to catch them really off guard by laying down over there. You know, Garrick was coming in over there. He's checked, probably maybe looked a little bit in the corner, he didn't see anybody, and then he just kept pushing through, and boom. I mean, last thing he expects is to see just like a little old me lying down on the ground. I wouldn't suggest to do it for too long because you're leaving yourself exposed and very limited as to what you could do in that situation, but it does work. You could catch people like once or twice, and you don't do it all the time. I think that's the problem with not so much camping, I was going to say, but just so much with people in general, that they have success with one thing, so they decide that they're just going to keep doing it over and over and over and over again. And that's not exactly how Call of Duty works. You could do it once or twice, maybe even 3 times, but that 4th time, that motherfucker's gonna come in there and pop you, and that's just life. And you do it to other people. Maybe you don't notice, but you definitely do it to other people where you're like, oh, he's gonna be there, I'm going right over there after him. Well, they're gonna do the same thing to you. Oh, he's gonna lay down over there. I mean, that's an exposed situation. You're not really in any sort of great advantage. The only advantage you guys when you do manage to pop somebody when they come on through. Aside from that, you have no advantages going on over there. I really like this mobility because I'm doing this video talking up right now, so I get to move a little bit. Hopefully, if this sounds good, I might keep using this headset thing, which is good too. Because I don't really have a table or anything here. I mentioned a couple times how, like, in order to do my videos now, I have to like pull out my bed, like far as shit, still like gun into the microphone. And I'm not trying to shout and scare all my housemates out of the damn building facility. I mean, I just moved in here almost. I don't want to be like, yo, we gotta get rid of this Marcos cat because this dude just goes into his room and starts yapping about Call of Duty for 60 minutes. Ooh, boy. Even though we're limiting the Call of Duty exposure over here, we're migrating the channel. We got some changes, bro. We got some change. For example, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. This video is going to be just sporadic, scattered all over the place. I think most videos are anyway. That's kind of how my mind works. It's just a flux of things. You know, at work, I'm thinking of like 16 different things. I'm thinking of work, first off. That's always number one. But I know I got a fantasy draft actually tonight. On Tuesday night, I got a fantasy draft for hockey. Going back in, man, I'm going to try to do a little fantasy hockey. Last year, they had the lockout over there at the beginning, so I kind of locked myself out of the fantasy. This year, I'm going back in ham. I'm going in with my number one pick. Well, actually, I don't know. We'll see who we get in the first round. I'll let you guys know if you're interested. Shout-outs. I'll give you some fans. My fantasy football teams are looking pretty good, though, yo. My fantasy football teams are looking pretty good. Está bueno. And I'm ready for basketball to start. Training camp started yesterday. Oh, all right. Sporting Life. That's the ESPN show. It's a pretty good show, too, by the way. Sporting Life. It's just ESPN Radio. I forget the guy's name, but it's kind of like a it's kind of like an Outside the Lines, except it isn't as whack. I really don't like Outside the Lines. Okay, now we're going a little bit too far right there. Anyway, going back to having a rough day. Even though I'm sure there's something else I was gonna mention. Oh, the changes on my channel. Oh, golly. Changes that channel. Not too many, not too crazy. I mean, you saw on Friday I was doing a little Grand Theft Auto, and we're gonna keep that going for a little bit. I mean, as long as people don't get too mad about it. But you know, I figure most of these guys are either playing it, or if you haven't played it, maybe you want to see it. Otherwise, it's really fun. It's pretty entertaining. I still don't think it's jaw-droppingly awesome. You know, it's kind of a victim of its own hype. Everything is to a certain extent. You know, when something gets so hyped, it's automatically. It's not necessarily going to fail. I mean, it's a great game, but go out and buy it. I 100% recommend you buy it. But it's a victim to its own hype, so it's not the ground pay. You know, when I read Masterpiece, 10 out of 10, a remarkable game that defines a generation, no, not really. It's just a really good game. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing crazy. I kind of thought the same thing when I played through Skyrim. Really good game, but I didn't think it was anything, you know, jaw-dropping. Listen, the last jaw-dropping game I played, I'm going to tell you guys. I'll actually take a seat. I'm getting kind of tired of standing up. Old age. Remind me, I got to talk to these guys about changing the channel. The last jaw-dropping game I played, like the last game that I played where I was like, yo, like this game is something special. Something special. Unforgivable. Was BioShock. It was the first BioShock. That game, when I played it, I was like, wow. Like, this is really good. And it had its flaws. Obviously, every game has its flaws. But overall, BioShock was a pretty damn good game. And I still haven't played Infinite. I just haven't gotten around to it. I got to because I've heard it's so good as well. But I can tell you right now, there's no way it compares to the first one. But that was the first game, or that was the last game that I remember playing through and being like, holy shit, like this was a hell of an experience. Aside from that, I mean, everything else that's come out has been pretty good too. You know, I've played a lot of those games that come out in this generation. They've all been great, but nothing that jaw-dropping. And jaw-dropping comes by once every 6-7 years, man. And you know, BioShock had no hype going into it. It had some, you know, some people who played it, and you know, you write some stuff online and stuff, but it wasn't like, you know, I walk out of work every day to a huge, follow me on Instagram, I got it down in the link below, follow me on Instagram, see the picture I'm talking about, to a huge picture of Franklin just standing there with a gun on like a, I don't know, a 13-story, probably more like 20-30-story building. Like, that's the kind of hype that Grand Theft Auto had going for it, and you're doomed. You're always doomed. That's kind of why I'm liking how Ghost hasn't really been too prevalent. They're kind of keeping things quiet, and it's good. You don't really have to talk to them. When it comes to games like Grand Theft Auto, when it comes to games like Call of Duty, you don't really have to, you know, give them all that much hype. They're their own beasts. They're in a whole different market. You know, there's video games markets, and then there's the Call of Duties. Then there's the Grand Theft Autos. Then there's even the Mario games, the Zelda games. Those games are gonna sell. Period. Like, it's just, they're their own beast. Then when you got games like Batman or Assassin's Creed or Battlefield, those are the ones that you need to give a little hype for and show people, hey, you might want to buy this. It's a pretty good game. Anyway, change to the channel. So Throwback Thursday. This is the last day. This is the last Thursday. This Thursday coming up is going to be the last one to about Throwback Thursday. And it's still going to stay Throwback Thursday, but we're going to throw it back a little bit further. And I'm not going to spill any beans of what exactly that means, but check in, not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. I think you guys are going to be surprised. You're going to like the way you look. Anyway, tips for when you're having a down day. There's two different kinds of down days that I like to have. One's when you actually feel sick. When you feel sick, best thing to do, play some John Legend and drink some whiskey and tuck your ass into bed. Especially if you're having a fever or something, put like 3 hoodies on, a blanket, and just sweat it out with some John Legend, jamming out a little bit, moving a little bit, and then just sweat it out. Maybe put something on TV if you're into viewing television, and go with that. Now, if you're having a down day emotionally, the best thing you could do is listen to as much DMX as possible, like as much DMX as you could possibly handle. That's why I opened it up today with some DMX, or with some X. I was gonna say with some D. Oof, that might get me in trouble over here. My man over here texting me, Jay Lopez, yeah, or Joe Larry. Pardon me. Oof, God, I got too many J's going, too many J's and L's going on my phone. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. All right. Oh, the DMX I was actually talking about DMX's recent song that Jay Lopez told me about. Look at that, it comes full circle. Listen to as much DMX as possible. You know, Rough Riders anthem comes to mind. Where the Hood had the conversation. Just listen to as much DMX as possible, and go play basketball. That's what I did. I listen to as much DMX as possible. Go play basketball, and if you have a little iPod thingy, take it with you, and you can go over there. Sorry, Garrick. Sorry, Christian. Y'all lost 5 tags. Whoopsies.